What is up, everybody? Dave Schmitto here with the amazing Jana Zipfel, who just led an incredible mastery chat. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. Her thumbs have to be exhausted right now. My fingers are exhausted. My eyes are blurry because the chat was just absolutely crazy. So if you guys all just sit tight for about 25 seconds, listen to some awesome intro music, we'll be back to unpack an amazing mastery chat. So stick around. And we're back. How cool is that music, though? Doesn't that just get your energy back up and going again after that?
Yeah,
that was awesome. Jana, I got to tell you, tonight's chat was absolutely incredible. So those people that are watching right now, if you took part in tonight's mastery chat, just throw some love in the comments here. Let Jana know that you were a part of it, that you were engaged in it, because I've got so many more questions I want to ask. But I want her to know that you were there and you loved the conversation tonight. So Jana, real quick, while I'm looking at some of these chats that are coming in and looking at all the hearts and the thumbs up and all the things, introduce yourself to those people that might not know who you are.
All right. I'm Jana Zipfel from Illinois, way down southern Illinois. Teach at Redbud School District. Been there about 15 years, total years about 20. This is my 20th year of teaching, even though I feel like it's all brand new with everything this year. But right. I teach first grade there. Have an awesome group of teachers that I work with, great administrators, and we've been in person since day one. So that's been great to be there with the kids and, make it work. So I love what I do. I'm also hoping in the future to lead a school building. I have my admin endorsement, but just I love what I do and love the people that I work with, and especially all the kiddos and families I get to be around. So,
well, tonight you went straight from leading a classroom. You skipped over the leading a school. You took over and led the world today. I know you're seeing all these comments I'm throwing up. We've got Kate, who said, great chat tonight. We got Holly Stewart, great chat tonight. You saw Brad Hughes, woo, fantastic chat tonight. Megan Wells with all the green hearts. I mean, it was absolutely incredible. Correct me if I'm wrong in this. This was your first ever mastery chat that you led. Is that right?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. I mean, you were a seasoned pro tonight. It was absolutely incredible. And for people that might just be watching this recap right now that didn't get a chance, first of all, go check out the hashtag mastery chat and see the thread and scroll through the hundreds of messages there. But the theme tonight was teacher mentorship. I'm curious, why did you say that was the theme that you wanted to throw out there tonight?
Well, mostly because we just sort of got that going in my school district. All the times that I worked with my principal, as I worked through my admin, that's something that we kind of talked about. And I've kind of been passionate about that. And this year more than ever, because we welcomed, I think we have 6 new teachers in our building. Wow. And I just, you see teacher burnout more and more. And it's just so important to build that relationship and have that mentor. I had some great mentors early on in my career. That's why I'm still here and do what I do and love what I do. So I just felt like that was something that I wanted to share because it's so new in our building. I wanted to know, what do other schools do? And I know the importance of it, but now I really know the importance of it after this conversation tonight. Just amazing, and such awesome educators that connected.
And that's it. I mean, the beautiful thing about this chat is you truly do get to get conversations going from around the world. I'm seeing some people here that I know we had Canada represented, we had the U.S. represented, we had Guatemala represented, various states around the United States represented. And the unifying voice was teachers need each other. Teachers
Mm-hmm.
need mentors, they need support, they need love. And I love the fact that as an up-and-coming future administrator, current leader, you recognize that need. You recognize that teachers need each other. And you built an amazing, I'll call it a set list, a grouping of questions today to lead this conversation all around the idea of teachers leaning on each other, supporting each other, and continuing to grow. You know, as you were building your questions, I don't know if you can remember all the questions that you built, but was there a question where you thought, "Ooh, this is the one that I want to ask because I need to get this one answered, or I want to pull out some conversation"?
Maybe the one, I mean, probably the very first one is, and it was an easy one, I guess, but just the importance of it. And I think I just wanted to hear it again for myself that it is so important. And if it's not a part of your school, then, hopefully it inspired some teachers out there, educators, whoever joined in to get it going in your school. And especially the book recommendation, that's something we did in our program. We just, our principal selected a book and we just met on it last month and had some great conversations with it. And so I wanted to hear more about that. What are some other things that can get those conversations going and get people, inspired about it? And of course, the last question to throw out that inspiration, I can't wait to go back and read some of those things because I know I missed a lot of them. So
yeah. And it is hard to keep up with all those things. And even I got to point this out, even the great Jeff Gargas has great chat tonight. So that is awesome. But you talked about that first question being a defining question, just to clarify the need for mentorship programs. But I think in a lot of places we take for granted when schools have these solidified, identified, official mentorship programs, because as Mel reminds us, not necessarily every place has one. And I know that I've been a part of multiple schools and multiple school districts throughout my career. And in some places they had formal processes, and some places they didn't. And in those places, sometimes where there was an informal process, we sometimes had better results because teachers were able to be authentic and just lean into each other. Have you ever experienced that? Or do you think that there's this need for the formalized processes in all places?
I think you can probably have a good combination of both. I think maybe a little bit less formal it is. You're exactly right. Because I kind of feel like that's where we're at in my school. We had some guidelines set and know the monthly meetings are taking place, but it's also kind of been just see where it goes. How can you help each other out? What are some, and I like that our administration has kind of put it out there to say, what do you need? What are the topics that we can focus on each month, instead of saying, this is what we're doing, this is how it is. I think you got to let the teachers and mentors, mentees kind of be a part of that. Same thing, like your classroom too, have the students help out. So
yeah, I love it. And for yourself, Janet, you're not a new teacher. I would say that you're one of the veterans now. You've got some wisdom, you've got some experience. One of the comments that I was reading through tonight during the chat struck me. I thought it was powerful. And somebody responded that oftentimes what new teachers need is I'm going to butcher their exact message, but the gist of it was new teachers sometimes just need to be empowered and reminded that they have a voice too. And they don't always need to be talked down to and spoon fed. Sometimes we can glean some things from them as well. Have you experienced that in your own life where new teachers come in and they've got new energy, new ideas, new passion? So this mentor program is not just benefiting the mentor, but the mentee can benefit as well.
Absolutely. The teacher that I'm mentoring this year is in her very first brand new year of teaching, and pandemic and all, she's just doing amazing. And I've learned some things from her, and I think it's a great new fresh eyes, fresh start. And everybody has in our conversations with the mentor program, because we have kind of a wide variety of her in her first year and some in their fifth year, or even their 10th year, but new to our building. So I think it's even more powerful for veteran teachers, if you want to call it, like myself, to learn from the new teachers. So
that's good. Hans Apple, I know everybody's familiar with the work of Hans Apple, the culture builder himself. I mean, the award-winning culture builder himself. It's got a great question here, building off of one of my earlier questions too about this informal, authentic mentorship. And I don't know if you have an answer to this or not, if we just want to talk around a little bit. But he asked, how can school leaders empower that kind of authentic, informal mentorship? Because I think this is something that really all schools need, whether they have a lot of new teachers or not. I think there's always this need for mentors or teaching peers or teaching partners to nurture each other and grow each other. So I'm wondering, as this up and coming new leader, future administrator, what are some ways that we could nurture this in our schools? Have you thought about that?
Well, I think you have to sort of set it up, plant the seed, I guess, if you want to call it that. Have those programs, or, think about, you got to know your teachers too. I think about my administrator who, really took the time to think about these new teachers that came in, and, he knows his staff, and you have to know your staff as a leader. And pairing us up, I think, was a great start. I mean, even if it's not more formal after that on what we're talking about each month, but, I think there's a lot to say about that your staff and your teachers, and and we've talked about that too. Just because you have this teacher that you're mentoring, we also have the understanding that other teachers. Okay, I'm not good in this area, but you can go to this, teacher in junior high or this grade, because I know that they do a really great classroom management system, or they do this really well. So I think you have to know, your staff as a leader, and be able to, make those pairings, but then also, know where to send them in other places to learn even more. So.
Oh, I love that. It's as a leader, it's not your responsibility to have all the answers, but it's
Right.
to help foster the relationships. And I'd go even farther. Oftentimes, as the leader, it's your responsibility to admit what you don't know,
Yep.
to to model that need to constantly grow and improve, so that all people in your building are willing to do the same thing, and they don't feel like it's this gotcha.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned also throughout the chat, there was this question that was framed around the teacher shortage. And the idea that we're losing so many amazing teachers, so many amazing people enter this profession wanting to be destiny changers, life changers, game changers. And then within 3, 4, 5 years, they decide that it's not what it was cracked up to be. Can you explain the role that mentorship has in rectifying that problem in your eyes?
I mean, I think it's huge in that, and I saw it in several conversations with the chat tonight. Just that teacher, can help build that teacher retention. I've seen that in our conversations in our group in my building. Some newer teachers, talk about it's nice to have these conversations and to have somebody to go to, and just to check in with them, and make sure that you let them know it's okay if this didn't go right, or and I think it's important as a veteran teacher to, say that you're not doing everything right. I mean, I'm still learning day by day, and every year is different, especially this year. I know I've told that to my mentee first year. She's questioned whether, is this what I should be doing? And because it's just different this year. But, we always have challenges each year. But I think it's important just to, talk about that, especially as a leader. Let your teachers know you're not going to do everything right. I'd rather see you try something and it doesn't work than, to sit back and be afraid to not try something. Every day is a new day, and you can start again. So
that's it. I mean, truly, not a day goes by that we don't question, is this what I want to be doing? And this could be work. It could be literally sitting behind a desk. It could be going live into the world right now. Is this what I want to be doing? And you question that, but it's okay. But sometimes you just have to take that risk and say, I'm going to try it and see what happens. And hopefully I'll be better on the other side of it. So I love that. That's so good. So I'm going to ask you a difficult question, and you have permission to say pass if you want to. Okay. Well, one of the things I love about our community, our Teach Better family, is that it's not just a bunch of group speak, that it's a conversation where people are constantly pushing things and asking questions. It's iron sharpening iron, truly a quest for everybody to get better every single day. As you were going through responses, was there any response that you saw and you were like, ooh, I haven't thought of it like that before, or it's going to make you pause and reflect, or just think about things a little bit differently tomorrow? And again, I know it was going crazy fast tonight, so you might not even had a chance to filter all of that yet. But if there was anything that stood out, do you remember it?
I'm trying to think. There was just so many great conversations going. I think too, I went back to a whole thread, and I can't remember the name specifically, but he talked about, wanting to be a teacher mentor and didn't have that in his school. And the conversations were going back and forth to just reach out on our PLN. And I think that's something huge. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this right now had I not joined the Twitter world and made so many great connections. I mean, there's so many people that I connect with, some that I've never even met face to face. And they're some of the people that I go to often for, various things. So I think that just was kind of like, okay, this is why we have this. This is why we need to share this with every educator, because you may not have somebody in your building, but you can get on and connect with anybody anywhere and feel supported. So
I tell you what, you kind of just brought a tear to my eye a little bit, because what you just identified is exactly it. And I'm gonna boost up the Teach Better team here a little bit, but the Teach Better team, like the official Teach Better, like when you think Teach Better team, the people you think of, the people that they glow green hearts, those people are my mentors. That in this informal structure, I lean on and I look to, and I say, man, remind me that I'm not alone. Remind me that I can get better. Allow me to be transparent and vulnerable and real. And I think you just nailed it, that sometimes your mentor can be outside of your building. It can be outside of your hallway. It can be outside of your district or your state. If you want to be a mentor, or if you need a mentor, find one.
Yeah.
Reach out and ask and become a part of something. And that's so powerful, because I agree with you. You talked about people often are asking, is this what I want to do? Yeah. And we've all been there. But I can attest that there are people that are watching this right now that have helped me get through some of the darkest times when I've really questioned that. So, man, I love that response. I love that. Good stuff. So I'm wondering, as you then go back to work tomorrow, where does your head go after this chat? What are you going to be thinking about? Is it the chat? Is it, wow, that conversation? Is it the PLN that's growing now? Is it you want people to continue to connect with you? Is it the next step for you? Or is it mentorship? Where do you go?
I mean, I think for sure I'm going back through all the conversations and, making my notes to take back to our teacher mentor program. And yeah, just all the people. I mean, I thought I had a big PLN, but nope, I'm just getting started. There's some people on here that I, want to go back and connect with, because such great things shared tonight. And just, one thing I know for sure, I'm going to make sure I start my day and check in with my first year teacher, which I do on a daily basis, but, make sure that, she's doing good and go from there. So, and it's Friday tomorrow, so that's great.
Is it really? Oh my gosh, it is Thursday night. That's right. Short weeks and quick weeks. I love it. Jana, you talk about growing that PLN and growing the connections. I'm assuming that there were some people that were following the chat tonight that were following the hashtag of Mastery Chat that might not necessarily be following you yet. How can people connect with you, or people that didn't check out the chat yet, that are hearing this saying, ooh, I need to connect with Jana? How do they connect with you?
Well, I'm on Twitter all the time. I'm at Jana, Mrs. Zipfel. That's my Twitter handle. And then, like I said, I teach at Redbud. So if you want to message me on Twitter, I can even send you my school email to connect with too. So yeah.
Awesome. And I'm already connected with her, people, and she is absolutely incredible. So fully endorsed, highly endorsed. If you want to grow, you want to be inspired, get connected with her, or go back through the thread and just find a handful of people that you're not connected to now that you want to connect with in the future. Yeah, you can connect with them every Thursday in Mastery Chat, or you can connect with them between the Thursdays and continue to grow all week long. So that's your challenge. Go back through the hashtag, go back through the chat, and find some new people that you can connect with, that you can be a mentor to or a mentee to, and continue to learn. Awesome. Jana, again, you were absolutely incredible tonight. It was on fire. I'm looking right now, and there are still messages popping up in the chat. I mean, it is still going right now. That's when you know you did something. The chat goes from 8 to 9 real time, or 7 to 8 fake time, whatever. And we're now 25 minutes after that, and people are still commenting. And I'm sure it'll go all night and probably all week because you inspired something. So well done. Well done. Thank you again for being a part of this. Thanks for hanging out an extra 20 minutes with me. I can only imagine when they said you're hanging out with Dave and you were like, oh my gosh, can we just cancel? So thank you for sticking around.
Absolutely.
This has been so incredible. It's so incredible. And Teach Better Family, again, get connected every Thursday, Mastery Chat. So much that you can learn, so much that you can do to connect and grow. Check out the website for all the other amazing things happening. If you're interested in becoming an ambassador, stay tuned. I'm probably not supposed to say this right now, but stay tuned. There'll be some secret announcements coming up because those applications are opening up again soon. Just saying. So stay tuned. Lots of ways for you to get connected and continue to grow. Jana, again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody else, have an amazing night.
Thank you.